Oh no.
Rest up, bro. Give me rest. Give me the rest, people.
Okay. Okay. Then that's
This is Steve Harvey, and you're now watching the Don't Piss Me Off morning show.
Quite frankly, this is the best morning show I have ever heard. Let's make YouTube great again.
You are tuned in to the Don't Piss Me Off morning show with real conversations, me unfiltered vibes. I'm your host, Tukay, and we got my dog Black, the prince of pissing people off. He ain't gonna be here with us today, but we got some great guests. We got my dog Mika in here, and we got Randy, y'all. Today we gonna kick out the morning with some news, some laughs, and a little bit of drama. So while y'all come on in here and hit that like button, let me do this. All right, we got Miss Gibson with us. Shout out to Raven, shout out to Karen. We got Nay in here with us. Shout out to Lisa. We got Miss Phil, my boy Bobby Cherry Jr. What it do? Miss Forbes, KJ, what's happening? Shout, what it do? Suave baby, what it do? We got Sharika, what it do, Sharika? Shout out to Desiree, my dog Spaces, Quita, y'all come on in here. Make sure y'all hit that share button. Let's get it, man. Woo! Goddamn. Oh, what's up, man? How y'all doing?
what up, though?
Y'all, so Mika was supposed to be here with us, man, today, but Mika, man, shout out to Mika, man, for just stepping in, cause I suppose, man, I had a couple dudes, and it's something about the name Randy Rosario that just was like, you know what? Not today, okay? Not today. They did not want to talk to you.
That's so crazy. I have been minding my business over here being peaceful for like the past 6 months. What they scared of?
I don't see a peaceful in 6 months. I don't think that's a true statement.
I haven't argued with y'all on set since like April or March. That's like 6 months.
I do miss that. I was telling you right before the show started, I was like, I'm pissed off because I feel like it won a podcast. Like it was something like I literally enjoyed doing like for the culture almost.
Well, we gonna bring it back. I just needed to get my mind together. You know, I was going through a lot earlier this year.
Yeah. I just got off cocaine myself, so I'm straight. I done got it together now, love. I done got it together. Everything. What you been working on, Randy?
Man, so I've been working on a lot. I just finished filming part 1 of season 1 of my judge show that's coming on Tubi. I have started a new community group in Detroit called Detroit Darlings. We feed the block and do different just community give backs monthly. And shoot, just been focused on raising these kids and trying to make sure they're learning what they need to learn and whatnot, you know?
Okay, that's super dope. If I can help feed the kids, let me know, man. I got a $40 payment plan for all the single women out there, so
Okay, that'll work.
Yeah.
All I need is $5 to feed one person. So if you're gonna give me 40, I'll take it.
No. You can't get the 40. It's for the others, okay? Not you.
I can't get the 40 for my organization. Why did you bring it up then? Mika, how you doing, baby?
My dog,
He want me to be mean.
Me and Randy gonna try to get through this without arguing, y'all. This gonna be difficult.
Are we? I didn't agree to that.
Okay, Mika, what's up, man? How you?
Busy, but good. Y'all know, even though y'all.
Shout out to you, man. Every time I pop in on your show, your numbers steady going up and up and up, man. Congratulations on that hard work, bro.
I'm trying it. I'm trying to get like you.
Shit. You know how you got me. I don't even got a page right now. You know, I got caught up in that little YouTube suspension. I got caught
Your
up in
YouTube
there.
is suspended right now?
It been suspended for like 3 months. Yeah. No, I pivoted though. I got on Kick, and I made it.
And how's that working out?
It's okay. I'll tell you that it's okay. But let's go ahead and get into today's 2K's quote of the day. Okay.
Just know it's about to be some bullshit.
Hey, no, it's not. I'll be more civilized though here. I be trying.
I don't believe you.
I do. Okay, y'all, the Don't Piss Me Off Morning Show 2K's quote of the day brought to you by myself goes a little like this. Any person capable of making you mad has control and say so over your life. Uh-oh, there we go. What does that mean to you, Mika?
Oh, that's absolutely 100% true. Like I can understand somebody getting you upset or out of your character, but if they can keep you there, yeah, they have won. They absolutely have won. So
Absolutely.
here's your quote. Go ahead, Tukay.
These are facts. Randy, is that because everybody sees stuff a different way. It's all about perspective. So is that how you see it as well?
The person that can control your emotions for sure is in control of you, in my opinion. But I also feel like I'm the type of person. You know how people be like, "Oh, forgive others for your own peace," or I don't believe it. Like I believe a lot of times when people be talking about forgiveness and giving other people's forgiveness, it's for that person's peace. Because I cannot rock with you as long as it's not consuming me. We good. I cannot like you. I can dislike you. I can even, let's say, go as far as hate you. If it's not consuming me, that's absolutely okay.
But see, what I mean by that is, let's say me and you didn't like each other, right?
Right.
And
Okay,
it
so
don't.
let's say it is what it is.
It is what it is. So, like the whole time we living our life, it's not consuming us. But when I get around you, we got the ability to change each other's energy.
Yeah.
And that's what and I think that's what that is. Like when I say if they can make you mad or feel any type of way, then they got control or say so over your life.
I 100% agree with that. And because it's times where I could be around people that I don't, agree with, or I had a disconnect with, something like that. I'm gonna stay in my own energy. My heart not gonna get to racing. My hands not gonna get sweaty. It's not gonna get tense. A lot of times, people can't be around others that they don't get along with because they get tense and they don't know how to communicate that. Their body is having a nervous system reaction to what's really going on. In reality, you just got to tell, like, just talk. Like, if you have an issue with somebody, just talk.
Yeah, but everybody don't have that skill though, like to the point where they know how to have conflict resolution with just talking.
Agreed. Especially in our community, conflict resolution is not a thing in our community. And I realize it's funny you brought this up because I realized last week the reason why I be so gun ho on getting to the resolution. I was like a conflict resolution lead in middle school. Like I was the person that was like mediating the disconnects between the two students and things like that. Like I get to solving this, bro. What are we standing in the anger for?
That's crazy. I was the one starting it and keeping it alive. Like, oh shit! No, I'm serious. That's all I used to do. I was keeping the shit up.
I say you been this person.
I'm neither. If I think you're a person that does conflict, I'll just sit back and be like. Okay.
I think you the problem though, Mika. I think the person that don't say nothing is more of the problem that's actually facilitating it or trying to de-escalate it.
I could be.
Cause think about it.
I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah,
I don't think you're wrong. I think the person that sits there and the person that tries to play neutral, they usually the people that be adding more gas to the flame.
Observe, right? So I'm an observer, and I figure out how to. Right, I'm not the person in the front that has all the raw. I'm not the person that may start it. So I just sit there and I learn how to play the game.
But see, I'm gonna tell you why you the problem. You the audience. Think about it. If there was a group of people surrounding each other, okay, and it's two people in the middle, they for the fight. If that group of people disperse, do you still think they're gonna fight?
No. I get what you're saying. So basically he's saying like, how like say you in middle school and two kids about to fight and a whole bunch of kids gather around those kids that's about to fight. Would those kids still be so gun-ho on fighting if the audience wasn't there?
Probably not. Probably not, right? But I'm more so talking about, I guess, when it's me. Right. So if you're talking to me, I'm not going to be confrontational. But I'm also not as quick to find a solution to something because I like to know exactly what's going on. And I like to make sure that it's in my best interest before I just automatically agree to something. So I tend to take the back seat. I let other people, talk and maneuver before I even do anything. And some people might, call it a little sneaky or whatever you want to call it, but you got to watch yourself first. And a lot of people don't put themselves first. They worried about other people's feelings and things like that. I worry about myself first because I can't help anybody around me or anything if
These are
I
facts. Okay.
That's fair.
So, man, let's go ahead and get into our first topic today, and that's man versus machine. Now, back in the day, if you was old as Randy, you heard of this dude named John.
Mika's older than me.
She is not old. She is not old.
Oh my God, y'all not old?
Who old?
Well, I'm just playing, but if
Mika, we can jump this nigga.
y'all can try. Listen, so
Let me text Sarah. Let me text Sarah. Girl,
No.
get this, put something in his oatmeal today.
Please no. We beefed out today.
Yo, listen, I don't care because she actually my favorite Barksdale.
What? Oh shit! Wait, what? Man, that's crazy. All right, what? So how long? So I never knew this cartoon was gonna come back, and this fork lure, whatever they call it, was gonna come back to eat us up like it did. But we're gonna watch 48 seconds of this, and then we're gonna get into the topic, love, because this is crazy when you really think about it. I ain't gotta hear all that. But what we watching right here, this is John Henry. Do y'all remember that story?
Yeah.
About the railroads and he was going against the machine. Well, what I didn't know that was gonna come full circle in our lifetime, and the machine right now is AI. We got AI, man, destroying us. And I'm gonna play this quick little topic, this is a quick little reel, so y'all can see what's going on, because this morning, I want to say 15,000 people are expected to be cut. Their jobs are expected to be cut only for AI and AI only. So let's get into this clip, and then we can have a discussion about it.
Also following breaking news out of the tech world tonight that you may have heard about, Amazon set to announce massive layoffs. As many as 30,000 corporate job cuts. That according to Reuters. CNBC reporting it will be the largest cuts in the company's history. NBC's Christine Romans joins us now on set. Christine, so great to see you and talk to you. This is a huge headline, and it's sort of wild because it's one of the biggest companies in the world. And if they're cutting 30,000 people, what does that say for other companies across the country?
And they're cutting things like advertising and HR and cloud. They're cutting white-collar jobs. 10% of their corporate office jobs here is what these reports are. Amazon, of course, not commenting, but these are supposed to start tomorrow. These pink slips will start tomorrow. And I think it shows you that using AI for cost cutting is essentially the holy grail for these big companies. They want to use artificial intelligence to figure out how to take out layers in the office, how to make people more productive, and how to move some of this work to other functions, AI functions.
And we were just talking about AWS, I think, last week with your colleague Brian Chung here. Explain to our viewers, this is sort of scary. We don't want to scare people out there, but Amazon is a tech company. They're obviously invested in AI. We just had Vicky Wynn here talking about AI in the stock rooms. This is different, though, because they have the technology to do AWS, but they're also cutting through AI. And it's kind of putting those two ideas together, right?
Yeah, and it's really interesting to me.
Okay, so with that being said, like, are companies going too far by cutting actual people for AI? Like, is it just going like astronomically too far? Because at this point, if AI is doing all the jobs and there's no jobs for human beings, then let's say Amazon, who sell a bunch of product, eventually there will be nobody to buy the product. So do y'all think that AI is going too far? I'm gonna go to you first, Randy.
So personally, I feel like technology is always going to advance. When you look at stuff from even from the 90s versus where we are now career wise, some careers have completely, become obsolete because of technology. Think about when we were kids, or maybe not 2K because he's only 5, but Mika, when you and I were kids, being a travel agent was a possibility as a full-time career. Now, because we can all book our own flights, we can have our access to all the discount websites and all that stuff. You can be a travel agent, but are you really doing it full time? Are you really making as much money as you could or you would have in the 90s or early 2000s before we had access to the internet like this? I think that these are things that are going to be inevitable and happening, but I think the real conversation that needs to happen behind this is exactly how vulnerable these corporations become when they rely on AI too much. When I think about this, it automatically took my head to a situation that happened in, I want to say, Pennsylvania or New Jersey, somewhere on the East Coast. Recently, there was an attack on their water system, and that attack was possible, and it's 100% documented. You guys look it up once we get off this, for real. The attack was possible because the system is 100% run by machine. Okay, so people hackers over in, I want to say, an Asian country, was able to put a bug onto this water system, and it really kind of just showed how vulnerable the United States is when it comes to these spaces and whatnot, and how we need more security. Because all it would take for that to be a fatality in that town or in that state is for them to adjust whatever you're using to clean the water up a little bit, for them to adjust whatever levels. Now the water is poisonous and deadly. So I do think companies have a responsibility of not only doing their due justice and as far as their research in regards to what they're implementing in their companies. But I also think that you still need some type of person there to help, because if not, you're relying on machines, and machines make mistakes just like humans do. We just had an incident here in Detroit, or I believe it was in Detroit, I just remember reading it, where a young man was the police swarmed him at school, was ready. You feel me? Because the AI metal detector mistakenly said that he had a Pum Pum when it was a bag of Doritos.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yes. So here this black young man was surrounded by police officers that completely drew out on him, and it was a mistake in AI. So I think that companies are going to do this. That's going to happen for sure, but they have to do their due diligence to make sure it's being done the right way.
Okay. Mika, how you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm okay with it, right? I'm okay with AI because of the advancement in technology, and I think it kind of goes to a little bit what Randy was saying about the advancements in technology from the 80s to the 90s, and everything to the 2000s. But I think what people have to learn is to be ahead of the curve versus behind it, right? And that's why I hate that a lot of these universities focus so much on basket weaving degrees and all the fighting back and forth, when you can actually focus on what's the new upcoming thing, right? You graduating with all these useless degrees that aren't going to propel you into the future, when you could be focusing on that, right? And so that's one aspect of it. And then the other aspect is the fact that they're not focusing also on how it can help, right? So I got a bunch of different companies, right? And so one of the companies that I run deals with virtual assistants and recruiting and things like that. AI helps recruiting like that. Right. And so there are good measures to where you can use it, and as a business owner, I would say, yeah, you should use AI. Now, are people going to become obsolete in some positions? Yes. That's just the way of the world. That's why you prepare each generation for what's to come and things like that. With the computer boom, a lot of baby boomers and Gen X got left back because they weren't prepared for that boom. The same way a lot of millennials, weren't prepared for social media and things like that, even though they grew up.
But see,
older or younger millennials.
But see, social media didn't make us obsolete. And see, that's why I feel like America, we probably should just go ahead and start being communists, bro. Because
I think social media made a lot of things obsolete. Think about it. So
not jobs.
Some jobs it did. Here, let me give you an explanation behind what I'm saying. And I don't think it's necessarily just social media, but adding social media into the mix did. For example, I started an internet radio station 10 years ago.
Right.
And from doing that, I was able to leverage not only myself, but the people that was a part of the radio station, eventually knocking Radio One Detroit out of this market. There is no Radio One in this market. That was my only goal.
Yeah.
My only goal was to show them that the internet had just as much power as terrestrial. So I do think social media has disrupted a lot of spaces, and I think Mika would agree with me on this too. Social media has very much so disrupted the entertainment space. It is overclouded. It's over like these lanes as far as singing, producing, rapping, all of that is overran and
Yeah.
overcrowded because everyone feel like they can do it. Everyone feel like they're called to do this, and hey, I got the equipment. I can get me $100 mic off Amazon. We can all do this. When reality, there are some people that have gifts that God gave them that's supposed to be in these positions, and they're not because of social media.
Well,
It's a
see,
distraction.
to me, that was inevitable. Like because the reason why it was a lot of gatekeeping. This could have been going on in the 1970s, but there was somebody at the door checking ID. So
Right.
you,
The entertainment piece, right? It's a gift and a curse. And what Randy said about the radio situation is absolutely 100%, because when I was just strictly an artist and you would do, radio runs, they would, okay, I'm gonna structure you like this. I want the bigger artists here, that, then you got
Yeah.
payola, like that, right? Cool. But I used to go to a lot of the satellite radio stations and the internet radio stations, and people used to say, "Oh, well, I don't know." I'm like, if you look at where it's going, it's all going
it's
to
our
the
radio, yeah.
Yep.
we're
No
going to
fact.
the internet. Now, you got Breakfast Club and everybody trying to transition, when if you paid attention to the markets, which the entertainment industry never does, okay? If you paid attention to the market, you would have seen it going that way.
But see, the
Clock
thing,
it, Big Meek. Clock it, because they be multimillionaires in the space, billionaires in the space of media, and that's something that really bothers me when it comes to the older generation. 2K, I'm sorry to have cut you off like that. Something that bothers me about the older generation is they don't know how to adapt. That is the number one human skill that I have. You have to know how to adapt. So here it is, me 11 years ago trying to teach my manager at the radio station about social media and how impactful it's going to be and all that. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I was the youngest account executive that Radio One Detroit ever hired.
right.
So I'm trying to teach them about the internet and the way social media is going to be influencing and things like that. And they were all, "Oh, you making small dollars. You not making no big money. You ain't gonna make no big money there. That ain't gonna be nothing." Fast forward 10 years, my manager, all of my coworkers, and all of that I used to work with at the radio station. What are they saying to me now? "Dang, Randy, you really saw it. Dang, you really saw what was going on. I should have listened. How can I help now? You can't." What?
Yeah, but but see, at the same time, AI is different though, because and this what I mean absolutely. And 2 weeks ago, I went on this little tangent I like to go on, and people thought I was crazy because at some point, AI is going to take all the jobs, and there's going to be a point. It won't be in our lifetime, but probably our kids where nobody will have to do work.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we gonna have to run life off of our social scores. So our interaction with people, morality, all of that's gonna be our pay. Well, let's say this girl here got a motherfucking train ran on her. So her morality score or her social score will be under 1,600. So she can't get into this club. Or she can't, I think that's really how life
You
going.
think it's gonna be that deep?
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. And think about it.
Okay.
I want to spearhead the movement, honestly, because I appreciate that super chat. We're going to read that in a second. I want to spearhead the movement because y'all always be talking about these ain't shit niggas. Well, Pookie and Ray, his motherfucking social score is a 500. You need a 15 to get in here.
Absolutely.
So I think that is going to,
Can we be?
Yeah.
Can we be? Let me be honest with you. And this is not to scare nobody or anything like that. If we don't make certain adjustments in how we're using AI and find different resources to use with AI, that's my only personal disconnect with it. it literally is ruining the planet. Like the amount of fresh water that it uses, they have to figure out how to. Why are we? I don't understand why these scientists have figured out everything else, but not how to make salt water fresh water, or how to utilize salt water in instances like this. Because if from what I understand, AI uses a lot of fresh water and a lot of natural resources, and I don't know if it's going to get to the point where it can take over everything without it completely ruining the planet.
Well, they have. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
They
it's a money thing.
they have capabilities to do a lot, right? And they just don't do it because it's not it's not equitable, right? I always say to people when they're like, "Oh, well, when is this going to be legal? When is this going to be legal?" When they find a way to tax it.
When it,
Facts.
Okay.
Yep.
So they a lot of this technology that we use, people like Nikola Tesla and other people have already generated all of this, absolutely know how to get free energy. You create it all the time. People just don't know how.
Yeah.
My point is simple fact, they know how to do it. They haven't done it because it's not beneficial yet. Once it's beneficial or is an actual
100% necessity.
Yes, they have to do it, then they will. Until then, they're not going to do that.
These are big facts.
The crappy part about that though is, and I don't mean to sound like a hippie in this instance, but like we are really fucking the earth up. Like we really are. Like the earth is horrible right now. Like
you think so?
Absolutely. I absolutely believe that. I'm in Detroit. I don't know how familiar you guys are with the Midwest, but Michigan is usually like one of the coldest states in the Midwest when it comes to the the season changeover.
Yeah.
Specifically because we're surrounded by, like, we're in a deep freezer, bro. We're surrounded by water. So we're usually the coldest. Y'all, it was like 80 degrees until last week.
That's
Yeah.
I mean,
That's not normal.
yeah.
That's how it's here.
That's not normal. Like even now, like it's sunny and it's very nice out. It's a little chilly, but like what we're experiencing right now isn't normal. And I do think that we're in a transitional space. But I mean, I'm not scared. I'm excited to see what the other side of it looks like.
I don't think that's our doing. Antarctica was a green land once upon a time, and wasn't nobody around to mess that up. Like
you got platonic, like plate shifts.
Plate shifts.
Yeah. So you got things that happen actually, naturally, and things that are going to continue to happen. I tell everybody, look into like the deep ocean stuff, because they have so much going on down there that
they can't even tell you about the deep ocean stuff. Half of the ocean ain't even explored yet, for real. It's so much going out there.
There you go.
Can we say it? Oh, can I say it, Mika? Please.
Go ahead.
Is the ocean really outer space?
It's not the floor. Floor. As above, it's below.
Right. Okay, cool. We on the same page. I love it.
Hey, all that conspiracy stuff, like y'all wild. Oh, okay.
Let me say this too, though. My grandfather was in the Army in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 90s, he used to tell me about how they had phones in the armies back when he was in the armies. They had phones where they could video call each other. And in the 90s, when he said this to me, I was like, Grandpa, is it dementia? What's going on with you? And when these FaceTime phones started coming out, I said, he wasn't lying.
But that's what I explained earlier.
Yeah.
And this is just one inventor, but Nikola Tesla already had the Wi-Fi, had
Bluetooth.
That stuff was already there. They're just, these phones, they just, put them
They're giving us a little by little.
Yeah.
So with that being said, 2K, you mentioned AI ruining society. Now let me tell y'all where my mind go with this. Okay, stay with me. I believe that ancient Egypt had all of this and more.
I agree.
And I believe that it got so messed up, because that's the only way I can describe it. It got so messed up and so all over the place that they were just like, you know what? Let's reset everything.
No, I think Egypt was at war with somebody, and they was just zapping each other and messing up the whole civilization. Like,
okay.
But because
what do you think about the aliens that came to help the Egyptians?
See,
I don't think
I don't either.
Who the hell built them pyramids?
I don't think they're okay. So I don't think they're aliens. I think there's a couple of different races of beings in different dimensions. Now, I used to talk about this.
Okay.
Because I'm a mathematics and science major. Like I love mathematics and science. And I used to talk about it, and people used to say, I don't know. And then quantum physics became an actual whole science, right?
Yeah.
And when you get into quantum physics, it talks about the different dimensions and time bending, because you can bend space and time. If me and you are born at the same time and you put a watch on you and both of them say 12 p.m. When we 20 years later, yours will say something different than mine. Space and time is different.
I bring to you a more simple solution. Maybe what we think are aliens were the original Earthlings. So they found out that an astronaut was coming. You know what, y'all? We finna get the whole gang up out of here, y'all. We going across the galaxy, and they just packed up. They left, and don't forget now, because the asteroid had hit this motherfucker, and they just never came back.
But Tukay, I'm about to mess up your whole brain.
Oh, okay.
You don't even have to go to science fiction. If you just look at any books before 1930. Okay, because books switched over once you got, big money involved in, like the Rockefellers and other people that I won't name. But if you look at any books before 1930s, look at maps, they were different. Look at books, they don't even, like in science today, they talk about all the elements. They don't teach about the ether. Why? That's an element. They don't teach about that, because the ether, if you actually add that into the elements, then you get the elements you need to actually invent stuff like free energy, free Wi-Fi. Like it's just so much that they don't teach you. So you can actually find that stuff in books before 1930.
But what do they say about books?
There's more space on this planet.
What they say about books? If you want to hide something, put it in a book.
I thought they were just talking about niggas.
No, that's people, period. That's people, period.
That may be the first. The ignorance ones may be the first, but it's everybody.
It's everywhere, exactly. Let me ask you this too, or let me bring this into the conversation. You're talking about quantum physics. There was a young lady that's African. I don't know exactly what country she's from. I just know she speaks about Africa a lot. And in her speaking about Africa, she talked about how there is no such thing as the future to Africans. It's like time is not real how it is to us Americans, where like, how we it's 11 o'clock, I got to go to sleep and I got to wake up at 7 and I got to do this and this and this. To my perspective, how I downloaded what she said was, to Africans, experiences is the time. So you might say, oh, Mika birthday party in 45 days, we about to turn up. We can't wait for Mika birthday party. All of that leading up to that, that's not necessarily time. That's just kind of like I don't want to say waiting period, but like a waiting period. So they were saying that, time is not time. Time is experiences. So if you're tracking your time, is more so you tracking your experiences. And even when you talk about your life, when she said it, y'all, I sat here, I went down the deepest rabbit hole yesterday about it, because my mind was completely blown. Because when she said it, when you think about how you're able to measure time, it's through experiences.
Yeah.
Oh, my kid is 5. He's had 5 birthday parties, fun birthday parties. Oh, I've been with my husband for 7 years. We've celebrated these holidays. Remember the holiday at our first house and da 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 da.
And that's the
it
time.
was so much to digest. I was just like,
so that's how, if you from the streets, all street people live their lives in summers. If you ever talk to an old dope boy, you be like, man, I was kidding it for 4 summers in a row. Because
that's where her Remy album is, the 7 summers of the
listen, bro, street niggas, we live our lives in summers. Like the last
you are not a street nigga, bro.
Shit. What the I just got out of jail? What you talking about?
Oh God,
I'm a real street nigga, dog.
Did you smack somebody, TK?
In court, come on, man. What about street than that? Give me my scrape, man.
No. You get it.
It was crazy. It was rough. I ain't gonna hold you.
You can't smack people in court, bro.
Hey, you can't play with my fam neither. That's just how it goes.
Period.
Hey, but let's just move. Let's move the goalpost, because I wanted to talk about this right here. Oh snap! Okay. Now, what's been going on? I know. We got to talk about it though.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Brittany. I was like, I
Oh.
quit. I can't talk about her. She's fucking annoying.
Oh, she coming up. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Jesus, she's so annoying.
Okay, they said Trump administration say SNAP benefits ain't coming on November 1st if the government shutdowns continue to drag on. I think they did already sent everybody text messages off and everything. So this super stud, she came up with a great idea. And let's listen to
cancel SNAP benefits. We need to go ahead and cancel all the holidays. Thanksgiving coming up, we ain't buying no turkeys. Christmas coming up, we ain't finna do Black Friday shopping this year, man. Everybody kids got everything they need. Y'all kids spoiled. You know what I'm saying? They okay. They can miss out this year. We gotta make them suffer. They gonna have to feel us. Because they study taking away from us and we study just constantly giving. You feel me? Everybody need to stick together with this shit. They gonna have to suffer. They gonna have to realize we really in control of this shit. We letting them get off. You know what I'm saying? So this year, I feel like everybody should miss out on turkeys. Fuck it. Christmas coming up. We should just fall back. Tell our kids, we just gonna fall back. Y'all kids got everything they need. I swear to God. No cap. Because the way it's looking on, they gonna keep playing in our faces. They gonna keep on taking more and more from us. We gonna be left with nothing. And we scraping up trying to make Christmas and Thanksgiving come. How we gonna buy turkeys and y'all took our food stamps, bro?
Okay, do y'all agree with Dyke Tyson? She think that I'm gonna go to y'all first, and then I go Mika. You got first dibs at it because you know that they are accusing your administration, Donald Trump.
I know you said
of the reason for these things. So how do you feel about all of this?
Yeah. To people that don't know how civics works, which is the reason why I hope they put that back in school.
Yeah,
okay?
they need to.
But yeah, here's the thing about it. First off, I don't understand why we have 43 million people on SNAP in the first place. Okay. I don't mind there being a net there to help people because things do happen in life, right? But what I do mind is people being allowed to sit on it. Okay. I'm from Washington, D.C. Okay. Where you can, on one corner, you can be rich and then you drive around the corner is the projects. Right. And so there was a project there called Berry Farms where people literally were generationally given Section 8. Okay. The grandmama passed it to her daughter passed it to her daughter, and so on and so on. Like 50 years of people in the projects. So my thing is, why aren't we doing more to get people in job placement? You know, what's actually this person's problem? Is there mental health there? Is there something? I'd rather be putting money towards that than to just sit people there and I'm paying into it. And now when you get something like this where we're not paying at all, now everybody wants to say, oh, well, these people won't eat. Why haven't they been working? What's actually going on? Now, the second thing I want to say when it comes to the Trump administration, Trump is the president.
These are okay.
President. Congress is who's in charge, okay? And the Senate hasn't voted on a bill. All Republicans have signed off on passing the CR that they've been passing under Joe Biden, under Trump, and Barack. Okay, they've been passing a clean CR when they, haven't figured out what they're going to do with whatever else, so they can go back and argue about nothing. So all the Republicans have signed off on it. They only need 7 Democrats. You need 60 votes in the Senate.
Do you know why the Democrats aren't signing off on it though?
No, hold on. Yeah, I know why. I know exactly why they aren't signing off on it. But
why?
Here's the thing. You have 2 different things going on. You have a continuing resolution, which is a actual fund to keep funding what's ever already appropriated, right? And then you can open the government and you can go fight about whatever they want to fight about with healthcare and things like that, right?
Trump said that he wasn't using that continued fund to fund the.
Trump can't do anything. Trump is not in charge of Congress.
Who's in charge of Congress right now? What party?
Okay, you're talking about. No.
What party is in charge?
That's what I'm talking about.
What party is in charge?
That's what I'm talking. They're not in charge. That's what I'm talking.
What party? Okay,
the Republican Party.
Thank you. That being said, the Republican Party is trying.
Hold on.
Not.
Hold on, one at a time. Okay, Mika.
But I want to explain that is not in charge. In charge means you have the majority, period.
Who has the majority right now, Mika?
This is called what is called a slim majority. Okay, a slim
It's
majority.
a majority nonetheless.
No. Randy, if there's 5 of us in the room, we need 5 votes. The majority of us are Trump supporters, right? 3 of us.
Right.
So we need 5 votes.
Right.
It's not an overwhelming majority.
So
is that okay? But that doesn't. So that's like saying, oh, we got 10 gangbangers in here, but only 8 of them gonna shoot you.
No,
that don't matter.
No,
it's still full of
no.
gangbangers.
Is the scenario different if 6 of them gonna shoot you?
If it's only 53 of us, we can't pass nothing because we would have did exactly what they did in the House. The House passed the bill. You know why? Because they have more than enough votes to pass.
Why are the Democrats behaving that way? I think to sit here and act like there's nothing going on to make the Democrats behave that way is not only unfair, but it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Not only is this whole budget. Number one, I'm a Michigander. So, and I'm very much so involved in politics here. When I see my governor able to sit at a table with both Republicans and Democrats and be a good leader to the point where she's able to present a balanced budget that's presented from both sides, I find hope there. When I see the disconnect that's happening in Washington from the benefits that people, and I'm not saying that people aren't paying for their health care, but the what's the word I'm looking for? Like through the marketplace, some people are actually able to get cheaper health care and things like that. And one thing that's on the chopping blocks is those benefits for healthcare. It's not that they're getting anything for free, but if you live in a certain area or you have a certain income amount, there is, you need to be able to have access to that. Did you know that Walmart and Amazon have, as far as employees, have the 2 biggest amount of employees that's on SNAP benefits? And then to go to the beginning of what you said, why is there 42, did you say 42 million people on SNAP? 43 million on SNAP. Well, the vast majority of the people that a large, I do think people take advantage of the system, and I think that's weak as fuck. I do agree with you there. But I also see, with me having my organization and having boots on the ground here with Detroit Darlings, I'm able to see how this is being, like, who's being affected by this. Older people are being affected by this. Children with disabilities are being affected by this. And to me, that's the part that's crappy. And for it to be in this space and it still be a pointing the finger, oh, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. At this point, that's childish because it's everybody's fault until y'all figure this the hell out. If Michigan can put their egos aside and their bias aside and all that to sit down with each other and say, hey, let's figure this out for these school kids, because school lunch and school breakfast was on the chopping block and they had cut it for a second, literally about a week. If they can figure that out, our representatives in Washington need to do the exact same thing.
But hold on, wait, hold on. Let me give y'all my point of view from a communist. I'm looking at this shit because, all right, this how it's really turning out. It looked like one party is, and that'll have to be, that's not the majority, so I think that'll be the Democrats, is holding everything up and sacrificing the people for their cause. Now,
they literally said it on multiple occasions that they're using it as leverage.
And I think that's the wrong in this, because like I said, they could, because every time they had government shutdowns in the past, they get some signs so everybody can still get their money, their benefits, and then they go back to the table and try to work on it on the clock. So this right here seems like a tactic to from a lesser, because you will have to be in some type of desperation to even use this tactic. Like 43 million people not getting food stamps. Is a desperation tactic that they are leveraging. And
how many people are not going to have health benefits after they agree to what the Republicans are presenting?
So that it's not on, and I would agree with you if it was on there, right? So a clean CR means the Republicans don't have nothing on it and the Democrats don't have nothing on it. This is just to fund the government so it can continue to run. And then we come and do a bill. Now, y'all know I hate CNN and MSNBC because they only they only talk about what the Democrats do good, right? Well, they even said
No,
they
CNN be on Democrats' head, bro.
Huh?
CNN be on Democrats' head. CNN, they be putting the flames to the Democrats' feet for sure.
they even said this is a clean CR, meaning nobody has nothing on here, meaning no pork from either side, because there are rhino Republicans that like to stick stuff in bills. Okay, I'm very aware of that. But there's nothing on either side in this. This is just to keep the government open. But they're like, well, we want to use this as leverage. They have said it. This is verbatim. And I'm saying that you can go and fund the government, which the Republicans did under Barack Obama when they didn't have the majority. And Barack Obama said under his shutdown, he said, look, let's go ahead and fund this government. Let's not hold the American people hostage.
We go back to the drawing table.
But how about this? Who's holding? My question to you at this point, though, is who's holding the American people hostage? Because when here at this point is both. At this point is both. If we're going to be fair, let's call a spade a spade. They're not even. Hold on, no, Mika, you got to give me a second.
Let her talk, Mika.
These are the same people that the government shut down, and they went on a fucking week break. They went on a week break. They went on almost a 2-week break and did not vote on trying to get the government back open once the shutdown happened.
The House went on a break because they already passed it. So the House can go. They don't. Okay,
they're still not voting, Mika. They're still not voting.
The House doesn't need.
They're still not talking about it. The Republicans aren't even. Hear me out. I gave you the space to speak. Let me speak. They're not even Republicans aren't even reporting to be able to vote. This is a whole conversation I literally just watched on the news yesterday, and I deep dive because just like you, I don't like getting biased reports. I want to hear the whole thing. They said today JD Vance is going to meet with Republicans and talk to them about what they need to be voting on and things like that. However, from what I've seen, the Republicans are not showing up to actually try to get this government back open. So what's the response to that?
But that's the House. The Senate Republicans have been voting. They voted yesterday and they voted Sunday. Okay. So Speaker Mike Johnson, who is the House Speaker.
They said the Speaker literally sent.
Hello, Randy. Let her land, Randy.
So this is the misinformation that this is why I wish civics was a big thing. There's the House and then there's the Senate. The House already passed it because
hold on 1 second. You said you wish civics was a thing. I'm going to correct you right there. Number one, I'm 36, so I've been out of school for a very long time. I took civics in school.
No. Civics isn't in school anymore.
It's not.
Probably not public schools. I went to Catholic school my whole life, but I'm just letting you know that I got that experience.
But then you good, right? Most people, if they're not, I say about maybe 2005 was probably the last time I've heard of children having civics in school. But in public school, that is. But what I'm saying is the House had their votes, right? Because they didn't need Democrats, because they have the majority in the House. They have what's called a slim majority in the Senate. So they have to come to the Democrats and say, hey, I need 7 of y'all. At least.
Okay. So let me bring the conversation back.
Democrats that actually voted and said, look, I'm in Pennsylvania. I represent Democrats and Republicans. So I'm going to vote for this. So they actually only really need 5 votes.
So let me read the conversation back. So, so what the post alluded to was counseling holidays. So you had Dyke Tyson. She was talking about don't buy turkeys.
Stop calling her that.
She is. She look undefeated. She talking about don't buy turkeys. Let's not celebrate Christmas. And I just want to tell my people not to fall for that. Okay. First of all, they can't buy turkeys. No way. They don't got food stamps. All right, they trust me, paying with groceries with cash is by far some of the most egregious shit you had to do. Because I grew up on Snap. And it's hard. So don't listen to her. Go celebrate everything you was going to celebrate. Don't let the po folk stop you from enjoying the spirited holidays. This is a time to celebrate. Don't listen to these food stamp warriors. Don't continue life as you been. It is their time to suffer. I mean, really, because Randy, it sounds so bad when we say this, but Randy, let's be honest. When you go pay for your groceries with cash money, tell me that ain't suffering.
No, it's not suffering. I work hard for my money. I'm okay with feeding myself.
Exactly. Okay, so you work hard for it. So listen, I'm not saying that y'all need to get y'all shit together because y'all thought y'all had it together. They just put the rug for money, y'all. Welcome to reality.
I do. So here's the thing. I think that applies to a portion of SNAP recipients. From, like I said, with me having boots on the ground here, the thing that bothers me is a little girl with Down syndrome not having access that she needs. And her mom not working a full-time job because she's a full-time caregiver. A
Right.
person who is autistic and unable to work and not having access to food. That type of stuff, it pisses me off. And it pisses me off that the government plays these petty-ass games with each other. And it's so much little, oh, this side, that side, this side, that side. Shut the fuck up and help these people like you're supposed to be helping these fucking people. I don't care about Democrat, Republican, and all that. I care about us doing better for the people. And we have to start with the conversation. If we're going to talk about why it's so many people that look like us, that's SNAP recipients, we have to start where the conversation really is taking place and where it really started. A lot of people are doing this because that's all they know. I remember we had a family that was in the newspaper here that was 5 generations of welfare recipients. 5 generations. But and we might look at them and say, oh, they lazy or they this or they that. Are they all of that or are they just not exposed to what life could be? Are they not being taught trades? Are they not being given access to certain things? I remember when I turned 18, a friend of mine from my neighborhood was like, oh girl, have a baby, you gonna be good. Have a baby. Oh shit. She thought like that. She thought like that because her mom thought like that.
Facts.
My mama didn't think like that. So my mama didn't raise me like that. But there are so many people that's going through that and that do experience that are lazy and whatnot because they don't know anything else. So how do you fix that? You fix that by educating and amplifying the fact that there are trade schools available, amplifying education. The average Detroiter reads on a 6th grade level. How can you provide for yourself and you can't even fucking read?
I ain't
But
even from
Brandon,
Detroit.
you're 100% correct, which is the reason why I don't support voting for Democrats. Okay, I've lived in a Democratic area my entire life. I live right now in the state of Maryland. We are in a deficit. Okay, they tax us to an oblivion. They don't know how to balance a budget. They make bureaucracy, meaning I was in a county with 5 executives. That's all you needed. 5 executives. They decided, oh well, let's go ahead and bloat the government up and make a big old board. So now you got 14 people for absolutely no reason. One person passing the paper to the other person, which means I got to pay more in property taxes. I got to pay more in this for what? I'm not getting more out of what I was getting before. So what I am saying is that they don't actually change the situation. They just actually pander to it, right? And if you take that group, let's just say you take the SNAP group away, right? What solutions do they actually have for people? If you were to just magically Thanos SNAP or poor people or anything like that, right? Which the Democratic Party talks about all the time. Take poor people out of it. Take any person that can have any type of gripe. Take all of that out. What do the Democratic Party talk about?
I mean the same. I mean, like I just told you.
I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying. But I think
the reason why they don't fix it. That's why
I think the same could be said for a lot of the Republican Party, in my opinion. Like I just told you, in Michigan, our Democrat governor just balanced the budget. So the statement that you just said that Democrats can't balance budgets, that's a blanket statement that's not fair because they just did.
Well, you know,
and they're doing it.
Now, Rand, Detroit is.
But in Michigan, let's count them up. California, deficit. New York, deficit. New Jersey, deficit. Maryland, deficit.
Yeah, like.
And do you think and Mika, I'm asking you this with respect. I'm not being disrespectful when I say this at all. You don't think that's happened when Republicans are in office? Because be clear, when I was in high school, graduated in 2007, I remember how fucked up. Boy, fuck you. I remember how fucked up it got when George Bush was in office.
I don't like.
I remember. Let me tell you. It was horrible when George Bush was in office.
I don't like George Bush. I don't like George Bush.
George
I
Bush
You
don't
don't think it was bad when George Bush II was in
Hell
office?
yeah, it was bad. Everybody was fucked up under Bush. We remember that.
It was horrible. So to say that it's just Democrats that can't balance a
but
budget, that's
but
not
George-
fair. It's
but
these
George
terrible,
again is
they're
the-
terrible leaders in both parties, the Democrats and the Republicans. That's
But
my only point.
He's the president. He's the president, right? I always tell people what affects you is the people that you put stateside, the governors. Most people don't know their representatives. Most people don't know the people that are actually making the choices right there in your city.
And that's done intentionally. When we have these like right now,
those are the people.
we're voting.
You only vote every 4 years instead of voting for the people you need to be voting for.
But that's to me, even that's very intentional. As somebody that works in the voting space, when I talked to like this past weekend, we had our early voting polls open here in Detroit. This past Saturday, October 25th. They'll be open until November 2nd, which is a Sunday, 9 to 5:30 every single day, right? When we had that conversation, damn, I jumped so quick into the voting things. Oh, that's it. They don't have they don't have the same budgets for the mid elections. You know what I'm saying? Or like the elections that's local like this as they do the federal ones. Perfect example. I hosted the Party at the Polls event this past Saturday. I also hosted it last year. Do you want to know what it was last year and what it looked like this last year versus this year? For the presidential campaign, they had Lil Baby, they had Skilla Baby, and a plethora of other performers on a big stage with a big crowd.
Why does it take Little Baby or anybody to come out? Because
why does it take people to motivate others to vote? Because they don't think the same reason you just said.
It's got to be a mindset, right? Because if you go to places like Minnesota, right, where you got a big Somalian community, right?
Right.
Every community, make sure their eggs are not in one basket. I don't care what they believe, right?
I think you're missing my point. My point is what I said. My point is this.
Why is that?
My point is this. People are, first of all, like I just told you, Detroiters, the average Detroiter reads on a 6th grade level. Okay. So the functioning illiteracy amongst our community is higher than most of us want to admit. Okay. So number one, these people don't know about elections for real. Number two, it's very intentional about the advertising dollars, the influencer partnerships, and things like that happens. What we need, honestly, be it from either side, we need more people like you and I that's telling these people, get y'all asses off y'all ass and go vote. I don't care who you vote for. Get off your ass and go vote. But unfortunately, like you said, the Somalian community don't put everything in one basket. They might put it in a couple baskets, but what influences them is going to be different than what influences an African-American community. So yeah, telling these 18, 19, 20-year-olds, hey, y'all come out here and learn about these votes. Y'all come out here and learn about, what these candidates are doing and whatnot. They need that enticing. They need that, okay, this is actually something to talk about. Cool. And in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with it. I will go on record and say this. I didn't like Meg twerking on stage, and I thought that was inappropriate. Okay,
but a lot of people
will go on record and say that
a lot of people didn't think that was inappropriate, and I'll say this to this point, right? My problem isn't that people want to vote for liberals or Democrats. My problem is that it's always in one basket. Like I said, I've lived in this area my entire life. I moved to Washington, D.C. There has never been a Republican. So everything that's in D.C. is because of Democrats.
Okay.
Right? On Snap, if you're on this, if you don't got this, you don't got that, then it's only one party and you keep voting for that one party. You haven't gotten anything.
Okay, y'all. So, all right. Goddamn.
That's fair.
The last time I talked about polls, this much was goddamn, we going to the strip club. That's too much for me. we don't do these type of polls.
To answer your question, you should not cancel your holiday.
Don't cancel your fucking holiday. Please go enjoy yourself.
I'm not canceling my holiday either, just to answer the question. I'm not canceling my holiday, but I did tell my husband that one thing that she said in that video I do agree with in regards to our kids being spoiled and having access to stuff. Our kids if y'all kids are anything like my kids, if y'all have kids, I know Tukay does. If y'all kids are anything like my kids, they can send you an Amazon link throughout the year. You feel me? Like you can send me and I get an Amazon link at least once a week for one of these 3 kids. You feel me? That's not something that we had as kids. As kids, we had to wait to that Macy's or that Toys R Us book
Magazine.
came. The magazine came. You had to fold the edges down and circle what you wanted. You feel me? We had to wait for that. So these kids do have a lot more. When we talk
Yeah.
about just them having more,
We do
they
so
do have more and whatnot. So I'm not going above and beyond for Christmas
we
this
do
year.
so good as
I'm following that 4 rule: something to read, something to wear, something you need, and something you want.
yeah.
So we're doing that this year.
Yeah, we do so good as parents. When by the time it gets to December, they done got every fucking thing they wanted throughout the year.
Thinking they like, let me think what I want.
Yeah, let me think what I want. Like you
If
forcing it.
if I'm lying, God strike me down right now. If my 5-year-old didn't say that shit yesterday, I said, what do you want for Christmas? He said, oh, I gotta think. That's because you don't need shit.
Yeah, we ain't never had to
That's
think,
why.
nigga. We knew we needed.
No, but for real,
We knew we
commercials on
needed.
Nickelodeon, those commercials on Nickelodeon told you every time.
Man, but yeah, that's crazy, man. But it's time for us to switch subjects.
Okay.
Now I do want to give y'all some
Hey,
alternatives.
can I say this though too?
Absolutely.
Mika, I truly enjoy having conversations with you because it doesn't get weird. Like a lot of the times when you disagree with somebody, they go into attack mode or they want to be weird with you. And
Yeah.
it's like we don't have to do that. We just don't agree in certain spaces. And that's absolutely okay. We can still be cool.
Yeah.
And I would love, and I'll just say this real quick. I tell everybody, I really don't care. I like to, reach out to children, even if children ain't Democrat or Republican, but I just want children to be involved. And that's not involved and they're being told to go one place. Just one place. And that's so, if I'm out there in Detroit, I would love to come out and talk to children. I love it.
I would too, for real. I know you looking at me crazy, but kids love me, bro. Like on every
because you childish as fuck and you remind them of them.
YNs, good kids, bad kids, all of them, they fuck with me tough. So if you ever need somebody like to come out there and feed the children or something,
I always could use help. Listen, let me, and I don't mean to promote this, but Detroit Darlings is 100% community funded. Like we have all of our information and our nonprofit stuff, submitted and whatnot, so we can have our nonprofit, EIN and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we have 25 official members and 400 volunteers. Those official members give $20 per month toward the pot so we can cook. Cooking per month is anywhere between $500 and $650, and often restaurants usually partner with us too to give us a percentage of that. So luckily, like we've had like a lot of good situations. Today we just did part of a spice drive. Last week I had people bring a bunch of products and clothing and shoes and gently worn stuff to my husband's restaurant and took it down to a shelter and gave a bunch to DPS. It's so much stuff that we can do without it costing us money, and you don't necessarily have to depend on the government. The federal government is cutting a lot of nonprofits right now, and that's just what
the community can do it. And I'll just say this. I don't know why people don't actually go to the restaurants, because even though they have a thing where they can't, after their food, after their restaurant closes, they can't, they can't give away food, but they can say, okay, this is trash.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people don't go to restaurants and take that and give it to the home.
They don't want to.
Because the restaurant will get a ticket. But that's the type of shit what I talk about. Like that's like right here, because me and you on the same page with this.
That's a law I think should change.
That's a law that's stupid. Because why? Why?
So hold on. So it's time for us to switch gears, and we got to read the super chat. But first of all, shout out to the Messi Mafia. That's my people. I think for school we donated close to $4,000 for school this year, and we doing a $5,000 giveaway to any ratchet city, and we're gonna put bikes in the city for Christmas. You laughing, but I'm super serious, bro.
I love that.
All right. So let's read this. Kels.
Thank you to whoever sent the chicken.
Thank you for the chicken, Kels. She said, "What a good-looking panel I know I am. Whatever globalists want, the globalists get. AI is going to be a problem because it benefits they benefit from no middle class. Okay. Shout out to Kills again for the $5 soup. She said only 1.5% of federal budget goes toward welfare and food stamps. Let those people have their food, okay? I'm gonna clean it up for you. Shout out to Spaces for the $5 chat. He said, question for Randy: if people lives are being significantly funded by the government, what would incentivize them to stop receiving those benefits? In 30 seconds, Randy.
I don't honestly understand the question.
Okay.
If people's lives are being funded by the government, I think that some people, like I said earlier, I said that I believe that some people do take advantage of the system. But in my experience right now, who I see being affected by this is people that have disabilities. And that part for me makes me sad. Like knowing that a young baby with Down syndrome is being affected by this, and now their family has to go to pantries and stuff like that. To me, that's not fair.
All right. Okay.
Did that answer the question? I didn't really understand the question. Sorry.
Nah, I think you did a great job answering that. All right, so let's go. I was gonna talk about Brittany, but since we burnt out on Brittany, let's go to this right here.
Just put her video, just put her page up real quick, and just give me 1 second, please. Just please. Oh, jeez.
Pull who page up?
Pull Brittany, the little Brittany story up, please, just for 2 seconds.
I knocked it down.
2 seconds.
Okay.
All right. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Let's talk about this right quick. So I'm from Mississippi. You were talking about the Detroit school system, reading on 6th grade level. I think that's good, but if you went to school in Mississippi, especially where I'm from, in the Poverty-stricken area we know as Greenville, Mississippi, we had more substitutes than actual teachers. So if you go to math class, that's like you play tonk, you shoot dice and spades. Okay,
that's insane to me.
I swear to God.
Oh shit! It's insane to me.
Literature, the literature class is like reading. That's where you go write notes to your significant other and your other hoes. Okay. Gym, that was actually gym, all right? Instead of shooting basketball, they teach you how to shoot guns in the back. So, we flip girls under the bleachers. But nevertheless, here we are here. Let's talk about this woman here. One man. She was a substitute for one day in Mississippi. Let's hear her experience.
Unlock, I'm a school.
This was her outfit, by the way.
School teacher now, little breakfast. Let's get the day rolling.
Bitch couldn't even buy a lunchbox. She didn't buy a lunchbox.
Wait, you got to hear her voice first of all. Listen to little yak.
Who would have ever thought?
Is that a teacher, y'all?
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good day. Today was really a breeze. My kids ain't had to do too much, man. To be honest, I let them do whatever they want to do. Yes, I'm that type of teacher. Took me a little lunch break. Yeah, they got it going on at this joint. They stay bound, okay then.
Watch this comment.
Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids.
My God, damn. Wait, y'all didn't hear that?
Gotta take me down, man. Then I look so young, I look like one of them. Appreciate it. You know, my little free time, I had to go out there and give me some little content, little fit check. Really just a chill fit today. Cause y'all know if it was up to me, I would have been rough fine head to toe. Y'all know I ain't lying. But they did have a pep rally and came clutch. And that was the typical day. Hustle unlock.
So yeah,
you want to know my biggest takeaway from this?
Yeah.
Can I tell you my biggest takeaway?
Absolutely, bro.
She was lame as fuck in high school.
Oh shit!
She was lame as fuck in high school, and now she's trying to make up for it by being a teacher. Number one, they trying to take me down. Arrest this bitch immediately.
Factuals.
Immediately. Number one. Number two, the way she was dressed. Why are you dressed like motherfucking Webby? I'm confused. What is going on? I'm confused. Number three, this whole idea where she was like, they were like, oh, she looked like one of the students. She started laughing. They weren't saying it on they thought that your appearance was inappropriate for you to be a teacher, dummy. Last but definitely not least, when it comes to these public schools, these teachers, and I use that term very loosely, these teachers that they're using are using teaching as a filler position. When we were kids, I'll say this, when I was a kid in my Catholic school, We had nuns and we had a few regular teachers. And them regular teachers were older women who had been teaching for 20 years or so, 15 years. And this is what they wanted to do. In my opinion, the people, there's not a lot of people that want to choose careers as choose teaching as a career permanently. And they're using it as a filler space and they don't give a fuck about these kids. These kids are seniors in high school and cannot put together a fucking paragraph. These kids are seniors in high school and still don't have the basic knowledge of mathematics, still don't have the basic knowledge of how the US government works. They don't have any of that because it's teachers like this that's in every single classroom. Don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's okay. So Randy, we got regular teaching problems, and then you got teaching problems in Mississippi. I had a chance to see that. I had a chance to see that like up close. Like I was a part of the problem. You seen the movie Fair East Side High? What's the name? Lean on Me.
Yeah. You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack.
Yeah, listen. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that was my high school minus the principal.
Oh.
That was an accurate representation of what we went through day in and day out, but no Joe Clark to come in that bitch and flap his trench coat. Like, bro, it's fucked up out there, cause I'm telling you, like, yeah, I know I get a lot of flack about how I talk, how I read, but I'm telling y'all, I'm making the best out of nothing.
And that makes me sad because I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that makes me sad because we could put all that Democrat and Republican shit to the side because in this conversation, the education has continued to decline through every fucking presidency, from Republicans to Democrats. And it seems as if they're not even trying to close the gap of what our children are on versus what these kids in other countries are on. And to me, that is extremely frustrating because our kids that are going to these public schools are not going to be well equipped to be competitive with the children that's their age in other spaces.
Listen, man, I think what you say, Mika?
China on our head with they kids.
I said China number one. China got 3-year-olds out there in home ec cooking all types of meals. They're already top chef. Okay, they know how to be disciplined. They know how to do this, do that. And now we could talk about China's, government, which I don't like. However, I'm talking about what they instill in the children because they got TikTok over here with our kids, doing whatever. And then they got
dumb. And then dumb as hell.
When you switched over to theirs, you remember when everybody got mad and thought, Trump was going to take TikTok and all this other stuff. They went over to the Chinese apps. They found out that they don't look at what we look at. And that happens even in third world countries. Okay?
The Chinese government has admitted that. They have admitted that the algorithm and timeline that our children see is not the algorithm and timeline they allow their children to see. Yeah. And here, the other thing that pisses me off about TikTok and people with TikTok, take y'all asses over to the STEM side and fucking learn something, bro.
Ugh.
You don't have to just be on social media being a consumer. Go learn something. It's a side to TikTok that I love this. I don't even like regular TikTok. I like to stay on the STEM side, and I'll be learning all kind of stuff. I learn stuff about octopus, all type of things. Go learn. It's ways for you to learn and educate yourself, but it's almost like you have to deep dive to find it. And if you're not looking, and you're not a person that's gonna be, going down rabbit holes and stuff, you're not gonna find it.
So hold on. So wait, let me play this little part because I think y'all might have missed this little part right here. Let me play this little part right here.
I didn't.
Hold on.
Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down, man. Then I look.
Hey.
Get money. He got money. Get it all.
Hey.
Send that bitch to jail.
That's like pedophilia.
That's 100% pedophilia.
Yeah, that is. Magnetar, appreciate for that $10 super chat. This shit, y'all, is crazy, but I'm telling y'all, bro, like, in school, y'all don't know how much I heard this from every fucking teacher. They let us know they ain't care. They used to tell us all the time, I got mine, you better get yours. That was our teachers. That was them motivating us. I got mine.
Well, hold on. Because what was y'all doing? Because I tell my oldest son that all the time.
Oh, shit. Hey, you hit mama. Hey, we talking with the teacher.
That's my go-to line. Listen, after parent-teacher conferences last week, I said, listen, bro, just tell me now. Do you want to go get your GED? Because I'll let you. Ain't no point in me waking up, take you to school if you ain't going to do the work. I'll take you to get your GED. I got my degree. I got mine. Do you want to get yours? That's my go-to line.
Bruh, you don't know how disheartening that was, goddamn me, to hear that from a teacher though. Like, but it's, education. I really don't think. I think it needs to change, bro. Like that's like the most.
It needs a complete facelift for this country.
And on top of that, it's outdated because what I find is children work better in especially boys, okay, because they don't like to talk about how the boys are all the girls can't read, the boys are because boys are different from girls and how they take in information. So I don't like that they cut PE. I don't like that they cut things with motion. And boys learn better in a Montessori environment because they learn while working with others, and in a camaraderie environment, and they don't foster these environments. And then when they sit these boys in these classrooms, they want to say, well, they got ADHD. No, he's bored. He's bored.
I needed a real teacher.
I go through that with my 5-year-old, and that's why my 5-year-old is in the school that he's in. You know, I homeschooled him up until April of this year. No, up until March of this year, and he started a homeschool co-op where he goes into the actual like a very small school building for 2 or 3 days a week, and he's working with other people. But when I tell you, you are 100% correct, because honestly, even when I look at the learning for him and how he does, if I had the access to an environment like that, and this is a Catholic school kid talking, my classes weren't more than 15 people max, 18 max.
Mm-hmm.
If I had the opportunity to learn the way that they position him to learn, because they're teaching, they try to do this blanket way of teaching, and everyone doesn't learn that way.
Yeah,
it's impossible. You can't teach us all the same way, because that's we don't all learn the same way. Even when you could give us all the same exact meal, we're going to eat it differently.
Yeah.
And that's the part to me that's very discouraging. The fact that nobody that's in charge of our educational system has said, hey, let's take a step back and let's rework some of this shit.
They know people learn by hand. They know people are learn by listening. Some people need to be need to
go through
it. Read it over and over for them. Some people I'm one of the people that I never did schoolwork. I always did homework.
Yeah, it's to me, I was in special ed junior, bro, and I never learned unless it came with a significant, like it had to be something with significance attached to it. Like, I don't care how many times I read it in the book. I don't care how many times I could see it or how many times you tell me. If it didn't mean nothing, I didn't want to take up the space in my brain to even learn it. So I really wish I wanted to be a teacher so bad, bro. I really did. I wanted to be a history teacher.
And you probably would have been a very good teacher.
I would have been a great teacher.
Being a good teacher.
Men are some of the best teachers. Like, some of the best teachers I've ever had were men, because they found a way to connect with,
not just read the book and tell it to you.
And being honest, men, I can say this as a woman, even when I look at how my household runs with my kids and my husband and all that stuff, men bring a certain level of grounding to a situation that a woman does not bring. Yeah. And a lot of the times men, and this is just me outside looking in, or maybe I could just speak on myself. I see my husband bringing a certain level of grounding to my children and my household that I can't bring, because it's a certain level of anxiety that I feel like all women have. But once again, I'll speak for myself. It's a certain level of anxiety that I have, which keeps my mind going. Oh, I got to do laundry, or I got to do this, or I got to do that, or I got to make sure, to kind of stay ahead of what has to happen. So I do think we need more male teachers, because men, I just feel like they connect with children differently.
You hear that, Sarah?
The only male teacher I ever had was my music teacher, and I hated that. Like, come teach me English so I can learn something from you, bro.
Hold on. Wait,
the way they're trying to teach me, I can't.
Let the echo so Sarah can hear. Oh, okay. All right.
What does everybody do? What does everybody do? They love their mother, right? You love your mother.
You love your mama.
So, but what does everybody do? Daddy, when he comes to the door.
Now I say this a lot on this show, and I get a lot of shit for it. I said women maintain kids, but men raise them. Okay, like I say that a lot, and a lot of people think I just be talking like misogynistic shit. Like, no, like, you feed, clothe, love the shit out of them, and you make sure they got what they need on a day to day. But as far as raising, when he fall, don't pick him up, let him get up. That's raising him.
But that's why I said the structure comes from a man. We are here. We're here at the infancy stage, from about 0 to 5. Children are usually under us. After that infancy stage, they want to go and explore, and men are more inclined to do that. Women, we're here when you need, you You need the bosom. You need to show that, like, we have compassion,
Yeah.
and we're good at that. And I don't know why that's a problem for a lot of people. Like that's what we're here for. But men, they're going to actually give you the structure and say, here, no, you got to go do it. You got to go do it. They're gonna stay on you. Your mama ain't gonna stay on you like that because she
I'll
loves.
tell you why it's a problem. It's a problem because people get triggered when they feel like they're not enough. People get triggered when they feel like, oh, you saying I'm not doing my job or I can't do your job. Like when someone says, oh, a woman can't raise a man. You can't.
You can't.
And I'm gonna stand on that. You can't. The first thing that happens when you do try to raise a little boy by yourself, he hit that teenage years, and now you calling all the uncles to try to help because he wanna buck up at you.
Come get him.
A woman cannot, on certain levels, a woman can help with the foundation, but I cannot teach my son how to be a man, and I will never sit here and pretend like I can. I can't. That's why I have a husband. But I do think that part of what you said does make a point, 2K. I do think that men foundationally do raise kids on a lot of levels, but I also think that me as a woman, I'm helping to raise my son too, but my focus is genuinely my daughter, because it's certain things that I feel like my mom would have instilled, she should have instilled in me that she didn't. She did the best she could. I'm not mad at that. But it's certain things that I want my daughter to know that's not okay. It's certain tones that I want her to know that a man should never take with her. It's certain ways that I want her to present herself so she knows so people know how to approach her and how to handle her. Little things like that. To me, that matters. I'll focus on my daughter. I'll help my sons how I can, but my sons is my husband and my father responsibility.
So should I relieve like my duties of my I'm just one though. I got two, but one of them, I don't really want nothing to do with her, bro.
Is that the one you keep saying that bad about?
What?
You leave her.
Man,
you said this on after hours.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your daughter?
Man, she bad, like, bro. Cause we had our first parent teacher conference.
Oh, I heard she acts just like you.
Man, bro. It's like and I feel her, but I'm trying to get her like, baby, you just got to learn in 6th grade. Just give me the 6th grade after you, but we ain't really got to take this shit serious. She love people. She is people through in and throughout. She don't really care for none of that. She like what she like, and she like me. I just want to do what the fuck I want to do.
Can I give you some suggestions?
Please.
Okay, so my son is going through a thing. My 5-year-old loves Minecraft. Okay, he loves Minecraft. Now I have approached it where instead of me treating Minecraft like it's my enemy, I treat Minecraft like it's the reward. So on the days where he's home with me and we're working, we do his full curriculum. But in reality, this is nothing we don't talk about school. Your full curriculum takes an hour and a half, 2 hours to do. You don't need to be in no fucking school for 7 hours. That's just what the fuck it is.
Come on,
period.
Man.
Okay.
With homework.
We do his full curriculum, but we'll break it down. So you do English for 20 minutes. Okay, cool. Go play the game for 10 minutes. We're going to do math for 20 minutes. Okay, let's go play the game for 10 minutes. We're going to read a book, and then we're going to take an hour break to eat lunch and play the game. I had to find ways to incentivize my son and to meet him where he at. I print out little Minecraft, little short books for him. Yeah. I purchase Minecraft workbooks, so when it comes to him writing and stuff like that, he's writing and he feels connected to it because it has the Minecraft characters on it and stuff like that.
But Randy, I don't feel like cause I remember walking through them school doors. I hated it. It's like I feel so bad for because you literally for the waste 18 years of your life. Is
homeschooling an option? And when I say homeschooling, I don't mean you teaching her.
Oh, pooh.
What I mean is, no, you are. I'm not saying you teaching her, but what I am saying is, there are school from home options.
But see, the thing,
you can sign her. Hold on, let me tell you this. Okay. There's school from home options, and then you can still sign her up for local groups like Girl Scouts or the local basketball team or cheer team, so she's still going to get that kid interaction. If you feel every kid not the same, like I just said that every kid not going to learn the same way. So if you need to take her home to learn, then take her home to learn.
Man, it's still going to be a challenge because the one thing she do like about school is her fucking friends.
Yeah.
So
that's why Randy's saying put her in different things, like girls like to do dance or like to do something with camaraderie. I mean, everybody.
I'm gonna have to figure it out, man, because I know it's gonna be a challenge. Because if it was anything like what I was going through, I feel her pain. I hate it. Every Friday a spelling test. Lord have mercy.
Kiana, so it gave you anxiety. Kiana just said that K-12, her son does that
That's
one.
what I was about to say, the K-12, yeah.
Yep, my son used to do time for learning, time number 4 learning. And when I tell you the way that it's laid out, it's perfect for these kids. I feel like personally, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. These kids don't need to be in no school building. They don't. Y'all are teaching them. You are putting them into the idea and mindset of a 9 to 5 or jail. They don't need to be in no school building. They all need to have little setups at home like this.
Yep.
Where you can learn, have your own little classroom, and we need to be educating our kids because there's certain things that's not being taught in these schools. African American studies. They're not even learning fucking English properly. Let's talk about it.
Honestly, bro, I'm not against school. I just think schools need to be state of the art. Let's say for history, we go to history class. It's like we jumped in a time machine. We got projectors on every wall that's putting us in the Civil War, so we can understand and appreciate.
Do you have ADHD?
I don't. I don't know.
Or you're not diagnosed with anything?
Nah, we got security system. We got ADA, but that's
Shut up.
H.
Because the way you just describe how you learn, you learn through doing.
But
and,
I think,
I'm diagnosed with ADHD. That's 100% how I learn. I have to
most
learn
boys
through
do.
doing.
I think everybody can learn from
absolutely.
being there though. Like you can hear about it, that's cool. But if you're there, it means more. Like just think about you in history class and you just stepped over a dead body. Like
I agree.
I agree. That's why they used to do a lot. I noticed the schools don't do a lot of field trips anymore, right?
Yeah,
and that's
they don't.
When we used to do a lot. Like I was involved in. I think it was this is called Little Astronauts, right? And
you going to space?
Yeah. That's what. So here in DC, up in Greenbelt is NASA, right? Mm-hmm. And they have a little observatory, but they have a little area where you can act like you're an astronaut. So I learned about the food and everything. I'll be talking to people now, and I'll be like, "Oh no, they don't eat that. This is this." I learned that in 2nd grade, right? Because I was involved in it because I love science. So what I'm saying, a lot of the time they're sitting there and they're looking at it, and that's why I agree with you, Tukay.
Nah, it was dope, bro. I just took my daughter on.
You're not wrong.
I chaperoned my daughter a field trip to the state building here in Texas, like what we learned about the House, the Senate. I learned more than I did probably in my whole 8th grade year on a field trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why for my son's homeschool co-op, I'm kind of like the lead parent. I don't know why I always somehow become like the leader or some shit. It just happens.
Yeah.
The person who's in charge, she was like, well, you got all these ideas about field trips and things like that. I've been planning a field trip every month for these kids since school started again. Earlier this month, we went to the cider mill. So they got to see how cider is made and how the donuts are made and things like that. And while it's not like a big deal, they're learning something and they're experiencing something. They had a great time feeding the ducks and, just getting that experience. I think that as parents, I'll end on this note. As parents, we have to stop expecting these schools to teach these kids everything, and we got to step our shit up.
Okay. All right, y'all. So we entering the last 2 minutes of the shot clock. This usually what we tell people what we got going on and where they can find us if we got anything coming up. So I'm going to start with you first, Mika.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Mika, if you don't know me. And what I got going on is I'm on, I have a podcast called the Red Cup Podcast, and I talk about pop and politics pretty much everything that's going on in popular culture and in politics. And I'm also on After Hours with Anti-Days. And then I just, float around, help my friends as well. And also I'm on Instagram and X as Pop Culture Mika.
Okay, and I really appreciate you for coming out today. I know it was last minute, bro, but Randy has scared everybody off. So Randy,
meanwhile, I'm sitting here smiling the whole time.
Oh shit! We see through your bullshit, Rand. Okay. What you tell her what you got going on, Rand?
I got a lot going on, but I'm excited about the thing I'm most excited about, honestly, is Detroit Darlings. Like I told you guys earlier, we're feeding the community, helping the community in any way we can. My husband actually became a co-owner of a restaurant here in Michigan called Salt and Co.
Shout out to my guy.
Tukay, you familiar with the place because that's where we had our live show at.
Yeah, shout out to my boy.
So Yep, so excited about that. We're gonna do our next live show there too. We're about to be bringing back Let's Rant About It, so I'm really excited about that. I just had to take some time off. I had to take some time off for me to get my own stuff together, get my mind together, and whatnot. And in May, I published my 7th book called Sis, I Get It. It's available on Amazon. It will put you in the mindset of Chicken Noodle Soup for the Teenage Soul, only written by a Black millennial woman. And whoever just said that Randy is a headache sometimes, I'm happy to have you as a fan. Thank you so much.
Oh man, just stop it. Stop it. Right, Randy, you are a headache. You a headache. But
Y'all don't know me to say I'm a headache. Y'all only met me on podcast panels where y'all try to stir up shit.
listen, but hey, I'm not gonna lie. That's what I be telling people. Like Randy, cool as hell. Like especially off of camera. Like we be
So
kicking.
when I tell people that, they look at me like I'm crazy. They like,
yeah, Randy.
I'm like, there's nothing wrong with Randy. What you can deal with Randy?
Yeah, we will be dropping their pages, and
You can deal with somebody that has confidence and know themselves.
Exactly.
Oh my God. So Randy, I'm going back to Detroit, and if you got anything going, man, just let me know. I love like when it comes to helping the kids. I absolutely love it.
It's every month. Oh, and you guys can follow me on Instagram at Randy Rosario.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dropping a links, y'all. It's coming. I'm gonna send y'all some. I forgot Black. He gonna do all the stuff where he can tag y'all in the videos and all that stuff too. So I'm gonna let him handle that. I appreciate y'all for coming on, Randy. Thank you, Mika. Thank you once again. And y'all, that'll be today's episode. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out. And just like that, we are gone.
Quite frankly, this is the best morning show I have ever heard. Let's make YouTube great again.